Alright guys, Archangel here, doing another hike for you guys. Today we're going to be doing the Baughman Trail, which is at Ohiopyle. Today's date is 7/18/2015. The time is 0800 hours in the morning, probably about 70 degrees. I try to do all my hikes very early in the morning, especially in the summertime. It gets super hot and humid. Today's not too bad right now, because we are in a higher elevation, but in the afternoon it's supposed to be over 90 with the heat index, so I'm going to try to go and get this knocked out early before anything else goes on. It gets too hot to even do anything. It's actually adjacent to the Ohiopyle River Trail. You have to go all the way down to the very end where the boat launch is. There is a lot of parking. You park there, you walk down the trail maybe 100 yards, and it's on the right hand side. It's actually rated to be a most difficult trail here. It's very rocky. They use it for horseback ride and equestrian, so it's supposed to be a pretty gnarly trail. I believe it's around 5 miles. I'll double check whenever I get home on the actual map and see exactly how long it is out and back. But it is supposed to be a pretty gnarly trail. It's supposed to have a nice overlook where you can actually see the whole entire Ohiopyle River Gorge. So we're going to go get started. As you can tell, it's marked pretty well, but as you can tell, it's a lot of it's washed out. Alright guys, first trail update for you. This trail is marked by red blazes. As you can tell, it's extremely muddy. It's a very rocky trail. As you can probably tell by the footage. Hope you can hear me over top the train. But yeah, it's a very rocky, steep trail. It's one giant loop. Like I said, there's a few different places you can get on it at, but I got on at the boat launch, right by where the old train station visitor center is. You can park right there. There's tons of parking. As you can tell, it's a very steep trail. Very steep. My initial intent was to hike the Kentucky Trail, which is one step below this for difficulty, but for some reason the park for that particular part doesn't open. The gate doesn't open until probably about 10 o'clock, I think, 9-10 o'clock. Like I said, it's already 8, so I wasn't waiting another hour to just do that. Because if you park at the road, you actually block the road, and it'll probably end up towing your vehicle. But I'll have to hike it a different day. Alright guys, another trail update for you. Got about, I'm figuring, halfway up the first ascent. There's a very steep ascent at the very beginning, and then it kind of just slows down the ascent a little bit. It's just a gradual pace then. If you come off the trail, you'll see a giant tree that fell. Then you come over to here. I'm not going to get that close to the edge, but I'll loosen the knob on the camera. Maybe it'll actually do that. See how much of a drop that is. That's a pretty nice view from here. You guys will be able to see. Very nice view up here. Nice vantage point. Just figured I'd let you guys see some of the stuff that you normally don't see in some of the pictures posted on a couple different websites. Alright guys, another trail update for you. I think I may have gotten to the top of the first very long hill. Just stopped to take a break for a minute, get some water. Like I said, it's extremely humid. It's supposed to be extremely hot. The humidity is supposed to be oppressive. But the trail's not too horrible washed out. It's very muddy and very rocky, so it's pretty slow going. So find a nice big rock to go, sit down, recharge my battery really quick, and then get back on it. Alright guys, trail update for you. If you go off the All Trails map, you'll see where I'm at right now. It's a Y intersection. If you go to the left, it goes for about another 1.1 miles, and then it just ends at a road called, I believe it's called Glover Road. Then you basically either have to go up Glover Road to hit the Baughman Trail again and then backtrack, or you can just go to the road and then track another mile back to here. Or you can do what I'm going to do, just take the Baughman Trail loop, because there's actually two dead ends that you can actually go to, and then you'll actually cross over Sugarloaf Road, which is what I'm going to do right now. Well, you guys can see exactly where you got to go. According to what I'm looking at, you basically go directly across the road. Make sure I don't get hit by a vehicle. And for some reason, there are black markers here. I have no idea why, but according to the map, this actually should be the Baughman Trail. I'm not sure why there's black markers on here, unless this is considered the Sugarloaf Trail. But I'm going off what my GPS is telling me. And I'm not sure you guys can see it or not. Crossed over the road, it's another almost half a mile, and then you'll hit the Baughman Trail again. But if you look, you can take the 1.1 all the way down to Sugarloaf Road. Then you can go out to Glover Road and hit it back up there. But I'm not a real big fan of walking on the main road. So we're going to continue on this path and then hit the Baughman Trail about right there. Like I said, for some reason it's marked with black blazes, but according to the GPS and the map, it's supposed to take me right to the Baughman Trail. Alrighty guys, another trail update for you. Like I said before in the, probably about a minute ago in the video, there's about a half a mile connector that lets you take the Baughman Trail as a loop instead of going all the way down to a main road and try to walk a main road, which sometimes can be dangerous, especially here in the mountains where there's not a lot of curb space, if you will. But as you can see here, there's the red blaze. If you go to the left, that would take you down to Glover Road. If you did want to make that big giant loop and go on the main road, we're going to go right, and that's going to take us to the rest of the way back to Ohiopyle, which I believe it's. Let me check my map really quick, just to see what it's saying. If I can get it to come up. It's saying 2.6 back to Ohiopyle to the parking lot. Alright guys, I'm going to give you a couple more trail updates. If I see anything worth taping, I will. And just stay tuned. Alright guys, another trail update for you. Started making that turn at the intersection, made it right. It appears now that most of the trail this way, on this, probably say half of the trail, it's pretty much split in half from the intersection, but probably about as close as you can get to half. It appears that most of this is downhill so far. I'm not 100% sure if it's all going to be downhill, but I know the first half of it was pretty much one giant steady climb with a couple parts that were very steep for the ascent. This side seems like it's almost as steep, but it seems like the whole backside on this side at least is all downhill. Down into Ohiopyle at least. Alright guys, another trail update. As you can see, the giant mud hole in front of me. I'd have to say probably 40 to maybe 50% of the trail, at least right now, since we've been having a ton of rain here, looks like this. Some of the other parts of the trail are like that. It's not horrible, not great, but a lot of this is very muddy, and some of the upper parts that I just came down, the ascents and descents are extremely, extremely rocky. And I don't mean little pebbles or small little 2B type gravel. I mean massive stones, probably a foot or 2 foot in diameter. So just be extremely careful when you're walking. You don't sprain an ankle or something like that. No new gear for this trip, guys. Just another day hike. I believe if you would follow this all the way down to Sugarloaf Road and take Sugarloaf Road for a little bit, you can actually hit the Sugarloaf trails, which are even a more expansive set of trails you can hit. You could probably make it one giant massive loop, but that would be a whole entire day hike in itself. So I thought the Sugarloaf trails were around 10 miles total, plus the 5 here. I'd probably give you about 15 miles. Probably do as an overnighter. There's plenty of spots on the right or left hand side where you can just go and camp out. I didn't see any campsites or fire rings or anything like that, but you probably could if you were just using a hammock, not a tent. It wouldn't be bad. But yeah, no new gear for this trip. I usually on day hikes like this, where I know it's not going to rain or it's not going to be horrible out, I'll just take my camel back, make sure it's nice and filled up, maybe throw a couple clean protein bars in there, maybe a couple Nature Valley bars, something like that. But other than that, for a day hike, I usually don't take too much more than that. Alright guys, another trail update for you. It's been a minute since I gave you guys an update on my position and everything. First thing I want to say is, I do apologize if I said red or orange. I have to double check when I get home just to make sure on the computer. But some of them look very bright red, and you can see that one, it looks very orange. So I'll make sure I get the 100% correct information from you guys from the DCNR and some of the maps I have at home. But I just want to make sure that you guys know exactly what's going on with it. I'm not sure if you can get a good picture of that, but that's where we're at right now. We made the primary loop down where the intersection was. It's about like the halfway point. And I'll zoom in for you guys here. Do a little bit better for you guys. You see right there, we're continuing going in the same direction on the Baughman Trail. We'll eventually cross back over Sugarloaf Road again, and then it'll take us pretty much right into Ohiopyle. Alright? Hey guys, just want to share a trick I learned with you. I learned on probably a couple hikes back. I should have mentioned it then, but I just wanted to double and triple check myself. This is the third hike I used it on. A lot of times what you can do is, I'm not sure how you go about doing it on the Android phones, probably semi-similar. What you can do is, I know the last time I left my phone on with the cellular data on. You'll get emails and text messages and stuff like that. If you don't need to actually have your cellular data on, what you can do is, I opened up the Map My Hike app and the All Trails app, and I hit record on both of them. Once it starts to record, I backed out to my home screen, went to the settings, turned the cellular data off. That way you still use your GPS signal for like your navigation and everything else. You just don't use any cellular signal. I know the first time I did it, I went on not a very long hike, maybe about a 4 or 5 mile hike, and my battery was almost toast. It was very, very, very low. This time I did it with the cellular data off, and it seemed I was probably about, at least with this hike, I'm in probably at the low 80s right now, and I had 100% charge when I started. It's in the low 80% range right now. I'll let you guys know exactly when I get back to my vehicle exactly what percentage it was, and I'm actually running 2 apps with GPS signal on it with no cellular data. I turned it off, and it seems like it runs a lot better, but the main problem is I had a little Halo pocket charger, and with both those apps running with the cellular data, it was still seemed like it was draining the battery faster than it could go and replenish it. So I just turned the cellular data off, and probably with the cellular data off and the Halo charger plugged in, it would at least keep it the same, or probably even goes and boost your battery life back up. I just figured I'd share that with you guys. Alright guys, another trail update for you. Getting ready to cross over Sugarloaf Road again. For some reason this is marked Sugarloaf Trail. I don't know if they're considering like the lower part of the Baughman Trail actually part of the Sugarloaf set of trails, but you'll actually see that. It looks like there might be one on the right hand side too, on the right hand side of the new vehicle sign where it should have been. I can't tell you, but I will tell you this, it is on the map. Crossover, keep going straight, it's going to take us to our green dot, which is our destination. So far, crossing over the last road, it's 4.6 miles, a little over 2 hours and 5 minutes. So I'm going to cross over the road now, and the thing about that is if I was just straight hiking it, I would definitely well under 2 hours, but since I've been stopping, taking a lot of pictures, doing a lot of video and stuff like that, that's why it takes a little bit longer. But as you can see over here, it's exactly where we're supposed to be, and it's saying Sugarloaf, which I'm guessing is probably they're considering like the Sugarloaf set of trails, which is a series of trails. But according to the map and the GPS, it's going to take us right back to our destination, which is the train station visitor center. Hi. That's the second group of hikers I saw. There's actually 2 visitor centers in Ohiopyle. The brand new one, which is a giant gray building right where the falls is. Then there's a train station style visitor center where they primarily use it for the Youghiogheny River Trail. And that's where our destination will be for this. And it's not too much further. If there's any trail updates between now and then, I'll go ahead and I'll take some video. If not, I'll see you guys at the end. Alright guys, another trail update for you. You'll come out very, very muddy. It's pretty much not completely overgrown, but about half overgrown in the area I just was. You tell it's almost like an access road that the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources uses. You pretty much come out here and tell a little bit where it's marked. They paint some rocks orange, not really very well marked. And then you just come down here to the right, and it continues on to here. So just want to give you guys a little trail update. As you can tell, a lot of it's overgrown here, but it'll pretty much take you exactly where you need to go. So we're going to go and continue on. It's not very far at all. I'd say maybe about a quarter of a mile, maybe even half a mile to the very end. So I'll hit you guys up with another update as soon as I hit the end. Alright guys, I'm at the very end. A little bit left to go, but as you can probably see, there's the Yawk River Trail and the parking lot. I really enjoyed this hike. It was kind of warm, and like I said, the first ascent's brutal. Once you get past that, it's a very enjoyable trail. The thing I was really disappointed in is that I didn't see any signage for the Baughman Trail overlook. It's supposed to be a very nice overlook. I didn't see anything for it unless it was on part of the spot where I didn't go all the way to the bottom. I just took the loop around. But there are some spots in town where there's signage for it. So I'm going to go and just drive my vehicle to there and take some footage of that for you guys, and probably show it on the GPS too, so I know exactly where it is, so I can tell you guys where you can go and hike it instead of just driving down there. So I'm coming in this completion of this trail. Just want to thank you guys very much. I'd like to get as many subscribers as I can. I'm not trying to be king of YouTube or anything, but just want to let you guys know I do appreciate any questions, comments, reviews, or anything. And we are back to the start. And there you go. Thank you guys very much for going and watching, and always remember, be safe when you're out in the woods, and always watch your six. Alright guys, last update for you. The trail is actually completed. I just want to give you guys some specs on the stuff that I actually pulled from my GPS tracker. Total distance with the loop that I went was 5.41 miles. It's pretty dead on what I've seen on all trails. The duration was 2 hours, 25 minutes, 51 seconds. But like I said, that's of course I took about a 5 or 10 minute break at the top, pretty much like the 3/4 mark of the first descent. Sorry, the first ascent. Pace was 26 minutes, 56 seconds. Like I said, it's not really indicative to actually just straight hiking it. I took a lot of pictures, took a lot of video, stopped, just trying to admire the sights and everything the first time I'm on the trail. Like I said, it's pretty much dead on for what all trails have. But like I said, you gotta go, and if you do want to do the other part, where it's another 1.1 miles and probably like about another half a mile back, so you're probably talking about another 1.5 miles. So you're probably looking at almost 7 miles. But like I said, that's if you go all the way down to Sugarloaf Road, then you go over to Lover Road. I'm not a big fan of walking on the main road, especially in the mountains. There's not a lot of curb where you can actually move to the side if someone comes flying around the corner. But I'm going to go and post all this stuff. Like I said, if you guys have any questions or anything, just let me know. My battery actually lasted the whole entire time this time, which I'm pretty happy about. So I'll post as much info as I can on YouTube. If you guys have any questions or any comments or pretty much anything, just let me know. Send me a message, or just comment, and I'll message you back. Alright guys, if you go hiking, make sure you be safe, and like I said, always watch your six. Alright guys, here's where the Baughman overlook is. As you could tell, try to set this down someplace where I can actually show you guys what's going on. We went this way, then up. You come straight down, about right here is where you're going to find it. So you can continue all the way down until it ends, but if you start right here, it's more than worth walking all that way. You can see the little signpost. Either way, if you go to the left, you go to the bottom of the Baughman Trail where it ends. If you go to the right, it takes you back up to where you can do the loop. You come up this little hill,
and this is what you see when you come up. And let me just tell you, it's well worth the hike. And this is what you see. This camera, even though it is in HD, doesn't do it nowhere near the justice that it should. Like I said, it's a beautiful sight. Probably even better whenever the foliage starts to turn and fall. But just a beautiful, beautiful overlook of the Youghiogheny River Gorge. So guys, I'm going to end the video with this. Sorry I didn't go all the way down to the bottom, but like I said, there was no signage at all saying where the overlook was. But like I said, if you continue straight, you can go down here and you can turn around, go back and do the loop. But I just want to go ahead and finish with this site. Hope you guys enjoyed the hike. Go ahead, follow me or subscribe. There's going to be plenty of more hikes to go. And I try to go and record every hike I do, just so it's documented, so in case anybody else wants to do any of the trails that I did. And like I said, thanks for going and watching the video, and then just enjoy the view.